Good afternoon to all. Before getting into today's class, we'll first discuss about the yesterday's assignment problem. Then we'll go for today's class. Okay. So, do you have any doubts in yesterday's problem? Yesterday we done with the single lane traffic light we done. Okay. But today that is yesterday's assignment going to be a four-way traffic light. Okay. Four-way traffic. Obviously, you need a four indicators. That is you need a three indicators. You need for all the lanes over there. Okay. So, do you have any doubts on that particular exercise? Four-way traffic light. So the signal, the colors, whatever the color you want to provide, you can give any colors over there. Okay, so it's not no need to follow the same order over there. Okay, that's up to the user convenience. But the all the colors should come all the time. Okay, so some if the condition maybe if you are going for the lane one, lane three, if you are considering means if lane one, lane three will be red color if you are going means then lane four, lane four, lane two should be a green color you have to put or probably yellow color. So depend upon the combination you have to get, then based on the combination you have to glow all the indicators with a certain period of timing over there. Okay, so do you have any doubts on yesterday's assignment? Quickly tell me. So do you have any doubts on yesterday's assignment? No. So the four-way traffic fully a user based condition only. So we are, so here there is no need of any conditions to be provided over there. Okay, so if you are searching in Google means you will get some conditions or some combination of conditions you will get. With that you can able to develop the program over there. Okay, so in that, what is the data type you are using in this place? Can anyone guess what is the data type of this lane 1, lane 2, lane 3 and lane 4 indicator? What is the data type? Data type Boolean cluster. Okay, Boolean cluster. So did you run the problem with the Boolean cluster or did you run the problem with the Boolean scalar? Did you run the problem with the Boolean cluster or Boolean normal Boolean scalar? If you, so the problem can be done in two methods over there. Okay, the same problem can be done in a Boolean cluster also, or you can use the Boolean scalar also. Okay, Boolean scalar if you are using means so you have to use a total 12 indicator you have to use. Okay, so 12 indicators in the sense it will make more complexity to the problem over there. Okay, and you can't able to provide proper conditions to over there. Okay, so better way will be, so rather than having a 12 Boolean indicators, scalar indicators, I am making as a Boolean cluster. I am making that or cluster Boolean. With that easily you can able to provide conditions over there. Okay, now you can able to have a comparison between the why I am not going for 12 indicators, why I am choosing this one. Okay, have some comparison will be available. Probably you can use array also. Okay, but if you are using array means what the problem you will face means you cannot able to provide label here. Okay, so here red 2 you are giving there, yellow 2 you are giving there. Okay, but you cannot able to provide the different label you cannot able to provide. That's why, but the better thing will be cluster is a better choice over there. Okay, rather than going for a arrays. Okay, so that's it about yesterday's exercise. Today we are going to discuss about the topic. I said yesterday we completed our sequence structure we done. Then we went for state machine architecture. Last I said about design patterns in LabVIEW. In design patterns in LabVIEW only we discussed about simple VI, general VI and state machine we discussed. Till now we have a two design pattern available that we are going to discuss up, and also we are going to discuss the global variable also. Okay, yesterday we discussed about local variable. What is local variable? What is local variable? Local variable in LabVIEW. I am asking in LabVIEW. Okay, what is local variable in LabVIEW? Local variable in LabVIEW. What is the purpose of that local variable? So basically local variable means you can able to pass the value, within a VA. Okay, so in this VA you can able to pass the value from any place you can able to pass it over there. Okay, that will the variable will be accepted over there. Okay, so that is the first thing. And another important thing will be if you want to pass the value from, suppose I want to pass the value from one loop to one loop means I want to pass the value from multiple loops means you can able to consider the local variable over there. Okay, of course you can use a tunnel also, but tunnel will not update the value instantaneously. So local variable will update the value instantaneously over there, so you can consider the local variable. Okay, so how to create local variable means, so I am taking a simple numeric control. I am taking there simple numeric control. So just right click on that control, whatever can able to create local variable for any data type. Okay, so go for numeric, right click on the numeric, you have a create will be available, then you have a local variable will be available over there. Okay, with that you are going to create the local variable. Okay, so if you are keeping local variable here means so you will get a some the difference between local variable and global variable will be local variable. You can able to pass the value within a VA, okay, but global variable you can able to pass the value to multiple VAs simultaneously, okay. Suppose you are running the VA, you are running two VAs at the same time, means so I'm going to run the two VAs simultaneously, means and two VAs going to share the my variable value, means so at the time you can able to consider the global variable, okay. Within the VA, best method will be local variable. Don't go for global variable and all, okay. So to identify the local variable, so inside the local variable you have the some house the symbol will be available. With that you can able to know that the variable will be the local variable over there, okay. Then how to create global variable means to create global variable, so we can't able to go for by right clicking create, we can't able to go, okay. To create global variable, right click on that function, that is function palette, right click on the block diagram, go to structure palette. In structure palette you will find the global variable will be available over there, okay. So you can able to find the variable called global variable. You will find, of course, local variable will be available. With that also you can able to create, but best method will be right click the control, that's the best one, okay. Go for global variable. I'm going to take the global variable here. Global variable means so inside the variable you have a globe symbol will be available. With that easily we can able to know that that is the global variable over there, okay. So to create global variable, after placing the global variable icon here, if you double tap on that the particular function, means double tap on the function means so you will get a one front panel you will get, okay. All of you are getting this front panel, all of you are getting this front panel, so all of you are getting this front panel. Okay, so you will get the front panel you will get, okay. Basically you will get the front panel you will get. This does the global variable does not have any block diagram over there, okay. Only you will get a front panel only you will get. So in this front panel you are going to place your controls and indicators over there, okay. So with that is whatever the control you are placing here, you can able to you can able to pass the value to multiple VAs over there, okay. So that we will do now, okay. So I'm going to take the numeric control will be available. I'm going to take the numeric control here, okay. Numeric control. Then I'm going for one more control, numeric control here. So okay, then I'm going for a boolean stop button. I'm going there, okay. So currently I am placing so you can use arrays, clusters, whatever you can able to use it here, okay. So whatever the controls and indicators you are placing on this front panel, that is in a global front panel, you can able to see here global front panel, that where that variable you can able to use it in your program to pass the value to multiple VAs over there, okay. So after keeping this controls, the desired controls and indicators, now go for global variable, right click over there, right click on that global variable. So you have the option select item will be available, okay. So in the select item, which control or which indicator you are going to choose it over there, okay. Now I am going for numeric here, so I'm going to take a numeric. So now tell me the global variable, the numeric will be in the read mode or write mode. The variable will be in the read mode or write mode. See the arrow mark and then tell. See the arrow mark and then tell. So arrow mark is under this side means read. All are making same mistake. So see here. So that will be in the right mode, not that will be in the read mode, okay. That is in the right mode over there, okay. If the arrow mark, if this the terminal will be on the right side, means that's going to be a read mode. It is in the right mode over there. Now I am going to right click. So go for change to read. I am giving that, okay. So now it will become a read mode over there. Now afterwards, so again I am going to take the if you are taking one more global variable, means suppose if you are taking one more global variable here, means again for this also one front panel will be created, okay. Or else better take the one more global variable, right click over there, so you won't get the option select item, that will not be available over there, okay. So don't take the another global variable. Rather than taking the another global variable, better copy this global variable, copy the global variable and paste it on the same that VA itself, okay. Now go for numeric 2, okay. Numeric 2 I am making over there, okay. Now I am going for simple addition I am performing over there, okay. So I'm going to perform a simple addition I am performing over there. Now I'm going to create an indicator for this VA, okay. In this, there is see the VA, that VA name called untitled one. In untitled one, I'm just going for the new VA I am making, that is the variable I am making over there. So I'm going to give some values here. So 6 and 8 I am giving over there, okay. The values I am placing here, okay. Now that variable can be used in this VA over there. Okay, same way I am going to create the one more VA. Okay, one more fresh VA I am going to create. In that VA I am going to do some other manipulation. Okay? Rather than performing addition, I am going for some other manipulation. To do that, go for again copy the entire diagram. Copy the entire diagram. Okay, just go for Control C, Control A, Control C. Then create a new VA. So to create new VA, Control N, Control T. So create the new VA, okay, and paste it on the front panel over there. Okay, paste it on the front panel. Instead of this addition function, just go for some other functions over there. Okay, so right click on that the function, the addition function. Go for replace. Go for numeric palette. Take the multiplication or take the division or whatever. Okay, so take any functions over there. Okay, now I have a
Pikachu.
two VAs will be available. So this is untitled 2 will be available, and here we have a untitled 1 will be available. Okay, so I am trying to pass the value 6 and 8 to multiple VAs over there. Okay, so how to run the program means it's very simple. Okay, run the program. So let me minimize the block diagram. Okay, so let me keep two front panel over there. Okay, so that you have an idea will be available. Okay, so it will label it as multiplication output. Okay, this is multiplication output, and this will be the addition output. Okay, addition output. Okay, so no need to worry about the stop value over there. Okay, because if we are not using the stop condition, so no need to worry about the variable over there. Okay, if you want means put the while loop and make use of a stop condition, or you can able to make use of the AND gate or OR gate, you can able to make use of that. Okay, so here I have a untitled 1 will be available and untitled 2 front panel. Okay, I am taking both the front panels over there, and I am going to run the VA continuously. Okay, because we don't have loop will be available, I am going to run the VA continuously. So run the VA continuously. So the first VA is executed over there, and I'm going to run the second VA. So you are getting the answer 6 plus 8, 14 you are getting over there. So same value I am passing on the another VA also. Now 6 into 8, 48 you are getting that. Okay, so here that's your choice only. Okay, which VA you are going to run first. Okay, so you can run any VA at first. Okay, so it's not a matter. Now I am going to change the values here. We'll see how the values is changing. Okay, see this global variable, this front panel also executing over there. Now I'm going to pass the value here. Okay, see here you can able to see the value changes, you can able to see over there. Okay, so can able to see the value changes here. So we can able to see the value changes over there. Okay, so if you want to pass the value to multiple ways simultaneously means so best one you can able to go for global variable. Okay, so this front panel will provide the values, provide the input values or output value depending upon the input value there in that main VA. So this is we are telling us a main VA. For example, we are calling us a main VA. Okay, so in that main VA the changes, the operation will be performed and you are getting the output you are getting over there. Okay, so did you got the point how to use global variable? Is it understood? Understood? So you must save this front panel. Okay, so you must save this global front panel. If you are not saving the front panel means so at that time at the now in this instance you can able to use the global, you can able to change the values and you can able to do. Okay, but after closing all the things, if you are not saving this global front panel means the all the terminals, the global variable terminals will be disappear over there, and you cannot able to use the variable that you can't able to use a local global variable over there. Okay, that's why you have to save this front panel, then only you can able to access the variable controls and indicator present in that front panel, global front panel. Okay, so understood all of you? Understood? So do it, any doubt mean ask me. Okay, simple. I don't know where you are going to use this global variable and all. Okay, but try to know that. Okay, how to make use of this global variable, because if you are going to run, if you are supposed to run two ways simultaneously means at worst case rare situation you are going to run the two ways over there. Okay, so think about that and then do the problem over there. Okay, so on most of the scenario we are not going to run two ways over there. Okay, so think about that and make use of the global variable. So understood all of you? Understood means complete this problem. Once completed means tell me in comment so that we will move on to next one. Okay. So completed means we'll move to the remaining two design patterns over there. Okay. So yesterday itself I said if you are using more number of local variable means so it will cause the race condition will cause over there. I said over there. Okay. So basically you are trying to pass the, if you are going to pass the value from multiple loop means one of the method, one of the things you can able to consider will be can able to consider the local variable I said. Okay. But if you have a more than two loops are available or three or four loops will be available, at the time it's not advisable to go for the local variable over there. Okay. At the time you can able to go for some other design pattern like a producer consumer design pattern will be available, master slave design pattern will be available. Okay. So here again this is also user convenience only. If we are going to develop the program means application based program means, so which one you are going to use to develop your program. Okay. Basically we are going to use some of the design patterns when you are dealing with any programs over there. Okay. Any VAs if you are developing means. Okay. So either general VA or if you go for simple VA or state machine, so depend upon that thing you can able to develop the VAs over there. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about traffic light, we discussed over there. Okay. The same traffic light can be developed in simple general VA also, or you can able to develop in state machine also, or the same state the traffic light can be implemented in producer consumer or master slave also. We can able to develop we can able to develop the program over there. Okay. But that is the user only going to decide which design pattern I'm going to use to develop my program. Okay. So one of the design pattern will be producer consumer will be available, that is a queue operation will be available, and next you have the master slave will be available, that is a notifier operation will be available, not notifier will be available. Okay. First create the new vi okay, new vi. So there you can able to find the notifier and queue operation in lab element, that is the master slave design pattern and queue operation means. First we'll discuss about the master slave design pattern, then we'll go for the producer consumer design pattern. Okay. So first right click on the block diagram. If you go for synchronization means, in synchronization you can able to find the notifier operation will be available, queue operation will be available over there. Okay. We'll discuss both the things. Okay. What is the problem we'll face in notifier and what is the thing we can able to do it in queue operation. We'll discuss both the things. Both will be the behavior will be same behavior, but small difference will be available in notifier and queue operation over there. Okay. So to avoid that race condition occurred on the local variable, that is if you are using more than times, if you are using local variable means, to avoid that we are going for the notifier operation or queue operation we are going there. Okay. So first we'll discuss about notifier operation. In notifier operation, simply you are going to pass the value from one loop to one loop over there. Okay. Consider, so I'm going to take the one while loop, I'm taking that. Okay. I'm taking the while loop here, while loop. Okay. So here right click, that is make a label as master loop. I'm giving a master loop, I'm going there. Okay. So it's a master slave architecture, that's why I'm going for master loop, I'm going there. Okay. So another one will be the, so I am taking a one more loop I'm taking here, that will be the slave loop. Okay. So that's one is a master loop and this is going to be a slave loop. Okay. So simply the word itself will determine the whenever the master is producing the value, whenever the master is producing the value, that value can be received by the slave loop over there. Okay. So to produce the value and to receive the value, you have a two functions will be available in a notifier operation over there. Okay. First before that, going for the generating the value and producing the value or receiving the value in the master and slave loop respectively. So I am going for, we need to define the what is the data type, the value we are going to pass it over there. Okay. Very important. So I have to do that we have to provide some reference value. You know about what is the reference value. In each and every place we are using the reference value, are using over there. Okay. So I am going to, we have to provide a reference value. To provide a reference value, so the reference will taken care of by obtain notifier function. Okay. Take the obtain notifier function, visible items label, I am giving that. Okay. Go for window. Okay. So in that obtain notifier function, what is the required terminal? What is the required terminal in obtain notifier function? Tell me, what is the required terminal in obtain notifier function? So element data type will be the going to be a required terminal over there. Okay, so in the terminal only you are going to define the which data type you are going to pass the value from master loop to slave loop over there. Okay, the element data type will accept any labule data type, it will accept over there. Okay, any labule data type means it will accept all the data types whatever we are using as of now. Okay, so it will accept the array value, it will accept the enum, it will accept the a boolean, scalar, a boolean value, string value, array value, numeric value, all the value will be accepted by the obtain notifier function. Okay, simply you are going to define a data type only, you are going to define over there, not the values over there. Okay, if you are defining values also, the value will not be taken in the particular place. Okay, so right click on the block diagram, go for, I'm just going to pass the numeric value here. Okay, I'm going to pass the value from master loop to slave loop, the numeric value I'm going to pass it over there. So I'm going to connect the element data type in this place. Okay, so in element data type I'm just connecting the numeric value, connecting over there. Okay, so it's not mandatory to provide any values over there. Okay, go with the normal 0 itself. Okay, if you want to provide any value, mean that value will not be considered, data type only will consider over there. Okay, now and now I assigned the data type, I assigned over there. But what happen if I'm going for the I have to pass the value from master loop to slave loop over there. To pass the value, that is to produce the value, I am going to use a send notification function. Okay, what is the purpose of this send notification function? I mean, it will start pass the value from master loop to slave loop, the value will pass it over there. Okay, so from the whatever the value we are going to make use of the reference here, that value will be passed from master loop to slave loop, it will go over there. Okay, so I'm going to connect the reference value, so the reference value I'm connecting over there, and I am connecting the error out to error in, I am connecting here. Okay, so see here, once if you connected a reference, means here you are getting the notification terminal or data terminal as a that is you are getting the terminal as a orange color, you are getting that. Okay, why? Because means your reference value, reference update notifier will be, data type will be the numeric dbl, that's why you are getting the orange color, you are getting over there. Okay, what the value I'm going to pass it there, means I am going to pass the value numeric, I'm going to take the random number. Okay, simply I'm going to pass the random number value here. Okay, I'm not going to multiply. Okay, simply I'm going to pass the random number value. Okay, so afterwards I'm going to connect the notification out in this place, the tunnel value, and then error out here. Okay, now here in this place, if you want to, now in this place the master loop, what it will do, me it will pass the value from master loop to slave loop, the value will pass. Okay, but we have to receive the value in slave loop. To receive the value in slave loop, so you have the function wait on notification will be available, so take the function wait on notification. Okay, so what the wait on notification function will do, means if the value will be received by the slave loop, means that value will be read by the wait on notification function over there. Okay, so I'm going for visible items label, I'm going there. Okay, I am connecting the same reference, so connect the same reference value. Okay, and connect the error out to error in. Okay, now I am going to create the indicator here. Okay, so that is going to be the slave data. Okay, slave loop data. Here I am going for indicator, this is going to be a master loop data. Okay, master loop data. Okay, so I have a slave loop data will be available, master loop data will be available over there. Okay, why you are getting broken run arrow? Tell me why you are getting broken run arrow? See, you are getting the broken run arrow in our program. Why you are getting broken run arrow? So broken run arrow will be for only the stop button is not connected here, that's why you are getting the broken run arrow we are getting over there. Okay, so how to solve the broken run arrow problem? How to solve that? Because I am going to use only one stop control to terminate both the program over there. Okay, so which one you will use basically? So I want to stop local variable. Yes, you can use local variable, or else I will not go for local variable, sir. So because we are avoiding the local variable problem in a local variable there. Okay, so tunnel will not pass the value. Okay, what tunnel will do means, so this loop will be run at all the time. After stopping this loop only, this it will come to this loop over there. Okay, so rather than local variable is the best one you can able to use, because we are using only one time only, but you can able to consider the one more time you can use update notifier function over there. Okay, so simply again take the one more update notifier function, take the one more update notifier function. Okay, initialize the element data type as a boolean value. Initialize the element data type with the boolean value here. Okay, now the reference will be boolean reference you will get. Okay, see here, so here the reference will be numeric reference. Now here the reference will be boolean reference. Now I am going for again send notification. Okay, send notification. So I am going to connect the value in this place. Okay, I am going to connect the value in this place over there. Okay, so this is going to be a send notification label I am giving there. Okay, so I want to provide the boolean stop control. I want to provide. Okay, where will you find a boolean stop control? Means right click, go for boolean palette, you find the stop button will be available. Take the stop button over there. Okay, just I'm taking the stop button in this place. Okay, now connect the stop button in this place to the notification value. Okay, connect error out to the error in over there. Connect error out to error in this place. Then later what I am going to do means, so here I want to receive the value. To receive the value, I am going to use one more waiter notification function. Okay, again connect the boolean reference. Don't connect the numeric reference. Okay, connect the boolean reference and connect the error out to error in here, and connect the notification output to this condition terminal over there, and here also connect this condition terminal here. Okay, connect like this. That's it. Okay, so you can use local variable also. I'm not going for local variable. Okay, so you can use this method to pass the value like this also. Okay, so and now I'm going to put some time delay over there. Okay, so between both the loops I'm going to put some time delay. So time delay I'm going for timing function. I'm going there wait a must. So take the wait a must function, create constant with the 100 milliseconds. Okay, again copy the same timing and put it on the slave loop also. Okay, so both are synchronized by the both the timing clock we are providing us 100 milliseconds I am giving over there. Okay, we'll see how it is executing over there. To see the values rather than seeing the value in the scalar value, I am going to replace this with the, I am going to delete this both the indicators. I am going to replace both the indicator with the waveform chart over there. Okay, so that we can able to see all the values over there. So I am going to take the waveform graph palette. I'm going there. I am going for waveform chart here. So this chart will be master loop chart. Okay, master loop chart I am going there, and for slave loop also I need one more chart. Right click again, so go for graph palette and take the waveform chart. Okay, so slave loop chart over there. Okay, so because to chart means why I'm taking chart means so that you can able to see, can able to compare whether all the values will be received by the wait and notification function, or any values is missing over, you can able to see. Okay, let me put the highlight execution and I'm going to run the VA here. So put the highlight execution and run the VA. See how what is happening there. Okay, so here the notifier is taking the reference data type. Okay, so here the data type will be, so for 0.52 the values is produced over there, and the values is produced, sorry, so you should connect both the indicators. I forgot that. Okay, you should connect both the indicators. No. Okay, now run the VA. Okay, now run the VA and then see. Why I'm going highlight to view the, to show how the execution is happening over there. Okay, so 0.19 will be produced over there. So here you will get a 0.19. That value will be received by the slave loop also. Okay, so 0.19 the values is produced over there, and same value will be returned by the same value will be received by the wait and notification function, and next value 0.03 is coming there. So the values is received. Same way you have to look about the boolean value also. Okay, the boolean value will be initially I'm giving the false value will be available. That's why it's taking the false value and it's sending the false value to the slave loop to the wait non notification function. It's telling the false value, it's acquiring over there. Okay, in the slave loop. Now if I remove the highlight execution means, see here, can able to see the values. Now press the stop control here. If you press the stop control means see that are you finding any difference between master loop and slave loop? Are you finding any difference between master loop and slave loop? That is whether the data will be corrected, data will be received properly, or any data will be missed here. Are you finding any difference between both the things? Either data will be received, all the data will be received by the master loop and slave loop over there. Okay, at which time means so both are synchronized by the same clock over there. Okay, so master loop will be given as a 100 milliseconds and slave loop will be given as a 100 milliseconds. Both are same timing. That's why so both are acquiring the value over there. Okay, now what I am going to do means I am going to give the value as I am going to provide the slave loop timing as a 200 milliseconds. I am going over there. Okay, so master loop will be 100 milliseconds and slave loop will be 200 milliseconds over there. Okay, so meantime I am going to clear the chart also. So right click, go to data operation, clear the chart. Again same way, right click data operation, clear the chart. Okay, now tell me which loop will produce the data fast, which loop will produce the data very fast. So have a two loop will be available, which loop will produce the data very fast. So master loop will produce the data very fast compared to the slave loop over there. Okay, why? Because means master loop having the time delay of 100 milliseconds will be available, but slave loop have the 200 milliseconds available. Okay, so master loop will produce the data for every 100 milliseconds, but slave loop will receive the value for every 200 milliseconds only. Okay, so meantime, so 1 or 2 data will be produced by the master loop also. Okay, so now see, I am going to run the VI. See what happening there. Of course, both having some delay will be available. Now see the data here. Let me stop the VA here. So I'm going to stop the VA here. Okay. Now, are you finding any difference between master loop and slave loop now? Now, yeah, are you finding any difference between master loop and slave loop? So definitely the difference will be available over there. Okay, the difference will be, one difference will be master is producing data very faster rate, but slave loop is receiving data at every 200 milliseconds. Okay, which means so it's taking the most recent value when it's taking that. Okay, so if you are using the notifier operation, if you are going for the if you are going for the master slave architecture, means in master slave architecture, so the notifier function does not have the buffer. Okay, so if the buffer will be available means so it definitely the values will be stored over there and all the values will be plotted definitely at the time. Okay, at that every time the values will be plotted. Okay, the conclusion will be, if you are using the master slave architecture means with the same timing means no problem, you won't get any problem over there. Okay, but if you are using the different clock, if you are using means you know the data will be lost over there. Okay, the very important thing, the data will be lost over there. Okay, so see here, almost here it produced the 50 values, it's produced over there, but here we acquired 25 values only we acquired over there. Okay, that's the reason. So some of the data will be lost over there because of buffer is not available. Buffer is not available under master slave architecture. Okay, to avoid that, to get all the values on the all the values produced by the master loop or producer loop, we are moving on to the next design pattern will be producer consumer design pattern. We are looking forward there. Okay, so simple thing, we are going for the next design pattern. Okay, so yeah, what is the difference between both the design pattern will be? So the difference is very simple. Okay, so both the behavior will be same behavior only you will get. What is the major difference you will get? Mean the function alone will be vary over there. Okay, so whatever the function we are seeing here, we are going to replace just the function over there. Remaining the procedure will be all our same procedure only you will get it over there. Okay, so instead of obtain notifier, you are going to replace with the obtain queue will be available. Okay, so I am going to copy this one. So copy this one. Okay, save this problem and save this way and copy the entire problem. Control A, Control C. Okay, and create the new VI. Create the new VI. Okay, and paste the VI here. Okay, paste the VI. Okay, so this is going to be a master loop will be available. Slave loop will be available over there. The naming something different. Here you will get a producer loop. You will get producer loop. You will get, and here you will get a consumer loop. Consumer loop will be available. Producer loop will be available. Consumer loop will be available over there. Okay, I said you are going to just replace the function only. What kind of function you are going to replace there means so again go to synchronization, go for queue operation. In queue operation you have the obtain queue will be available over there. Okay, so simply you have a obtain queue will be available, NQ will be available. Okay, so did you aware of that term called NQ element, DQ element, NQ element, DQ element? Do you have any idea about NQ element, DQ element? What is the purpose of the NQ element? What is the purpose of DQ element? So what is NQ element? What is NQ element? NQ. So NQ element means so adding data, adding element to the queue over there, or inserting element in the queue over there. Okay, that is a NQ element. DQ element means you are going to remove the element or you are going to delete the element over there. Okay, that is the NQ element, DQ element. Okay, so here what the first changes we are going to make means instead of this obtain notifier, I am going to replace this with the obtain Q function. Okay, so to do that, right click on obtain notifier. So same, the exactly same terminals will be available, but the terminals will be different over there. Okay, Q will be available. Okay, so right click on obtain notifier, go for replace, go for all palette, go for synchronization, go for Q operation, take a obtain Q function. Okay, so by taking obtain Q function, you will get a broken wire. You will get, okay, why broken wire means both the references mismatched. Okay, here it is a Q reference and this is the notifier reference. Okay, to add element in the queue, I am going to replace this send notification with the NQ element. Again, same way, replace all palette synchronization, go for Q operation and obtain Q. Sorry, not obtain Q. So NQ element. Okay, replace all palette synchronization. Note Q operation is going to be a NQ element. That reference, the broken wire will be cleared over there. Here it's going to be a DQ element. Right click, replace all palette synchronization, go for Q operation. It's going to be a DQ element. Okay, that's it. This is the only different changes you are going to make it over there. You label for all those things. Okay, so change for the boolean also. Okay, so replace with the obtain Q, all those things with the obtain Q. Okay, obtain Q, NQ element and DQ element. Just replace with all the components means the reference, proper reference will be taken over there. Or if you are interested to design the program again means yes, design it once again also. Okay, now see here we have the Q function will be available. This is going to be a consumer and this is going to be a producer loop. If the data is if the data is produced by the producer loop means the consumer loop can be able to the consumer loop will be ready to acquire the value over there. Okay, so I am going to clear the chart once again, data operation, clear the chart, and same way I'm going to do it here also, clearing the chart over there. Okay, now run the VI. If you run the VI means so same way, same thing will be happen, but you can able to see all the values will be collected over there. Okay, if you're seeing means all the values will be collected on the particular place. If you stop the program means the program is terminated. Okay, now see here. Now see here, in this place all the values will be collected. I think here more than values are available. So if you are seeing here means mostly all the values will be collected in this particular place over there. Okay, whatever the value producing in this particular place, the values will be same kind of values will be available over there. Okay, in Q operation you have a buffer will be available, so Q will not lose any data, but notifier will lose data over there because of the different time delay over there. Okay, but if you are using Q with a even different time delay also, Q operation will not lose any data, so Q will store all the values and all the values will be returned for every 200 milliseconds or every 500 milliseconds, whatever the time you are providing on the consumer loop over there. Okay, so that's the major difference between the master loop and master slave architecture and the producer consumer architecture over there. Okay, so if you are convenient with this architecture, I can able to design program with this architecture means yes, we can able to develop the program with this architecture also. Okay, or else I am finding somewhat difficult to develop the program means let's go with the basic architecture will be state machine with the basic architecture. You can able to develop the program with the basic state machine or general VI you can able to develop over there. Okay, understood? Understood all of you? Understood? You have to tell. Okay, you understood the difference between master slave and master slave architecture and producer consumer architecture, and are you finding any difficulty developing the program means you have to tell. Okay, so completed means tell me. If you completed means tell me. So with that, here we are concluding our entire syllabus. Okay. So whatever the syllabus I showed on the day one, so we are completing the our syllabus over there. Okay. So if you complete it means tell me, we'll go for next one. Okay. We'll develop one program. We'll develop one. We'll use one architecture to develop one application level program. We'll develop over there. Okay. Completed was okay. Okay. So completed means before getting into the problem what we are going to discuss next. Okay. So before that, I need to know one thing. Okay. Why on last 3 days your response will be somewhat low response I am getting over there. Okay. So I am feeling on that manner. Okay. So why I'm not getting the proper response? I'm not getting the quick response. What you given on that last 1 week or last 7 days. Okay. Specifically on last 3 days. I'm getting some low response I'm getting from you people. Why? What is there any reason behind that? Or I'm boring the class, or what is the reason? What is the thing you are feeling over there? Or all are going fine? Because I noticed on last 3 days the response will be, I'm not getting the quick response I'm not getting over there. Okay. So that's why I'm asking. Okay. So I want to know that why the response will be somewhat low response I'm getting over there. Because previously on day one to the first week I got a good response, I got it over there. Okay. So on that one session, okay, if the session is 2 hours means so definitely 200 message will be 200 chat will be available over there. Okay. But last the couple of days and last 3 days I'm not getting that much of response from you. Okay. So I'm getting some response from some most frequent people only I'm getting over there. Okay. So I'm boring the class, or the topic will be very difficult to understand, or but I'm thinking the topic is not difficult to understand. Okay. Because you are doing assignments also, so that's why I'm asking. Okay. So are you feeling bored means tell me, we'll do other things and we'll come back to this class over there. Okay. That's why I'm asking, because I'm thinking I am talking more and more than you. Okay. Than you all 30 people. Okay. That's why I'm asking, because I am feeling that. That's why I asked this question. Okay. Okay. If that is not there means if that is little bit complex. Okay. Okay. Yes. If you are telling that, so we need some time to do the problem, sir, means okay, I can able to understand. Okay. Because I don't know whether you are developing the program, or you are whether you are doing the program or you are not doing the program. Just I am thinking about that. That's why I'm going I am going fast or slow. I'm not getting over there. Okay. If you have anything available, means just tell me. Okay. So that I can able to I can able to make use of that. Okay. So I hope so you people are telling the problem, no problem is there. Okay. So okay. So that's I want to know that. Okay. I thought to ask last 2 days, but I forgot that today I asked over there. Okay. So while developing the program parallelly, okay, if you need a time in, just put it in comment. Okay. So that I can able to understood, I will give time to work over there. Okay. If you are not responding means I don't know you are doing the problem, or you are not doing the problem or that's why I need to know this one. Okay. So that's the only thing I want to know. So with that, we are concluding our entire core 1 core 2 syllabus. LabVIEW core 1 core 2 syllabus we are completing over there. Can anyone tell what are the topics we discuss on the 10 days? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell? So unmute yourself and then tell. Okay. So unmute yourself and then tell. So anybody, any volunteers? Okay. Any volunteers? What about the topics we discussed on this last 10 days? Okay. So I don't want exact flow you have to follow. Okay. You can tell randomly, you can tell. Okay. Whatever you can tell. Can anyone unmute yourself and then tell what are the topics we discussed on this last 10 days? Okay. Might be what are the topics you remembered basically. Okay. If you forgot some topic means okay, no problem. So anyway, I will give a overview about the topic at the end of this today's class. Okay. So can anyone tell what are the topics we discussed in the entire session? The LabVIEW core 1 and core 2. These are the comprised of LabVIEW core 1 and core 2. Okay. So can anyone tell me? Any volunteer I need? Unmute and then tell. because on day 1 or day 2 some people unmuted themselves and they talked over there. Okay, so next day on next day we completed our portion. That's why we can able to make a kind of summary over there. Okay, we made a summary with a chat only we made, but not with our voluntary step over there. Okay, now I am asking, can anyone tell? Okay, so don't see about what other people will tell. Okay, so don't forget about that one. Okay, so you can tell whatever topics you know. Okay, yes, Shreya, I think she's coming up with their hands
Sir,
up. Okay.
am I audible?
Yes.
So we discussed about various data types that we can use in LabVIEW. Then we tried different types of loops that are for loop, while loop. Then we discussed about the case structure in which we can perform various operation in like we can design a problem wherein we need to use different cases in one program itself. Then uh, we also discussed how we can use graph in our problems to visually display the output. And okay, that is what I remember like right now.
Okay, no problem, thank you, Shreya. Okay, so
Thank
any
you.
people, any faculty, because your faculty is available. Okay, so I can able to see faculties, they are giving competition to exactly the students competition they are giving there. Okay, so I want any faculties there means, so faculty can come up with your summary, that summary what we done on this last 10 days over there. Okay, you can tell. So if you are missing the topic also, so I'm not going to tell anything over there. Okay, so because we are human, we'll forget some topic over, even I will forget some topic, you may correct me. Okay, so no problem there. Okay, so okay, so no one is there currently. Okay, so if you want to talk at the end of the class, anybody wants to make a volunteer step means, at the end of the class. Okay, so that the people can able to, at the end of the session. Okay, if you're interested means just tell me, we'll discuss that, we'll go for the we'll see this then, okay. Okay. So shall we go for developing the program? Shall we go for developing the program with architecture? So shall we develop the program with architecture? So I need a response from all the people. Okay, because the program will take some time. Okay, so program will take some time to do. Okay, so the all the things will be discussed, whatever we discuss, that only we are going to do. But it will take some time to develop. Okay, so think about, we are going to develop the program over there. Okay, so I will tell the overview before going to develop the program. Okay, before going to develop the program, all of you kindly follow these steps. Okay, so normally what we are doing means, whenever if you want to create a program means, whenever you want to create a VA means, what you will do, suppose I want to create a new VA means, so normally what you will do. Okay, I will go slow also. Okay, I will go slow also. Okay, suppose you want to create one VA. Okay, suppose you want to create a one VA means, what you will do basically, I want to develop one program with a case structure. So what are the steps you will do? What are the steps you will follow? I want to develop one VA. So what are the steps you will follow? Means basically you will go for new VA, and then in that new VA you will develop the program over there. Okay, so you are developing a new VA, and the new VA you will develop your program over there. Okay, but in LabVIEW you have something called a project will be available over there. Okay, might be at the first day itself, some people expose the project also. Okay, because rather than creating the new VA, they went for a new project, they will go over there. Okay, then I will tell, don't go for project, go for new VA. I will tell, I said on the time over there. Okay, so we have a project will be available, you have some advantages will be available in the project file. Okay, so what is the advantage, I will tell with that one by one, will develop the program also. Okay, so I am going for file, go to file. Okay, go to file, in that file go for new, don't go for new VA, go for new. Okay, or else you have the option will be available, create project will be available over there. Okay, so go to file, go for create project. Okay, go for create project. That is, whenever you are launching the lab, you getting started page, you will have one tab will be available, create new project will be available. Okay, the same project here also we are doing that. So new project, I'm going there. So in that I am going to choose the blank project. So take the blank project. If you want blank VA means, normal VA, control N, control T will do. Okay, so you have a blank project will be available. Go for blank project. Okay, so then give finish. So it's asking the window like you have one or more VAs open on the main application instead. Do you want to add the open VAs to the new project means? So don't give, don't add. Okay, so give the option called don't add. Okay, so we are going to develop our web program. So no need to include this set of programs over there. Okay, so no need of that. Okay, so develop the programming with these things. So here basically what we are going to do, that means in this place, this is the project explorer window. In this project explorer window, you have a project title will be available. Then you have a untitled project will be available. My computer will represent the VA you are developing under your Windows operating system. Okay, that is called as a my computer will be available. Are you all getting build specification? Are you all getting build specification? Build specification. Build specification. If you are getting a build specification, means with the build specification, if with that build specification, actually you can able to develop the exe file, you can able to develop, and you can able to make a installer. So I think if I am not wrong, Jebnith asked the question like so can we able to create the exe file? Yes, you can able to create a exe file with a build specification. Okay, so with that build specification, have a new will be available. If you are going for new means, so your application will be available, installer will be available. Okay, application means normal exe file, you can able to run the exe file over there. Okay, so installer means you can able to install the LabVIEW program over there. Okay, so the program are developing, you can able to install like a software installation. We are hearing no that like a software installation will be available. Can able to just run the installation means the front panel will be appear over there. Can able to interact with the front panel itself, and you can able to develop the program for the students also. Okay, if faculty is available there means so faculty will develop the program, students will change the inputs and giving the, and setting the input controls and indicator they will set over, and they will get the respective output either in terms of a graph, chart, or scope, whatever they will get depend upon the instance. Okay, so we'll do one by one if time available means. Okay, so now go for my computer. Before going to create VA in this my computer, what is the advantage of using this project window means? In this project window, you can able to export how many VAs you want. Okay, so basically the project window will be comprises of your many VAs over there. Okay, if you want to share the VAs to your friend or colleague means, if you are sharing the project file itself means all the VAs will be available. It's easy to share the VAs over there. Okay, rather than sharing each and every VA file, you can able to share all those things over there. Apart from the LabVIEW VA files and subways, you can able to import. So many things will be available over there. Okay, apart from importing the LabVIEW files, okay, you can able to export the non-LabVIEW files also. Okay, what is that non-LabVIEW files means? Let the non-LabVIEW file will represent the, if you can able to export a Word document also, you can able to export your PDF document also. PDF means that is you are going to provide any documentation available regarding the VA means you can able to export these things over there. Okay, with the project explorer window. Okay, but if you are using if you are creating the problem VA with the normal new VA control N means, at that time what will happen? So you have to make a product separate document you have to make. Okay, but here it's not the case. Okay, that's the where project window will be very helpful to do that. Okay, and you can able to create the bill and you can able to make the exe file you can able to create with this these things over there. Okay, so before that you have to save this one blank. I'm not getting your question, Bhavya. Okay, so here you have the in this place first save this project file. Okay, go for save as. Okay, so do this step by step. Okay, go for save as. First create one folder here. In that folder only we are going to store our project file. We are going to store our VAs. All those things are going to store over there. Okay, so create one folder, whatever the folder. So I am going to create a folder with the weather station monitoring. Weather station monitoring. I am going to create a folder with the weather station monitoring. Go for file, save as, weather station monitoring. Okay, so double tap on that weather station monitoring. Okay, in that rename as a project file as a weather monitoring project, or you can give whatever the name. Okay, so the project extension file will be .lbproj you will get. Okay, now give okay. Okay, so you have a project weather monitoring will be available. Now I am going to create the VA here. How to create the VA means it's very simple. So if I am going very fast means, if you want to if you want to do the step 1 second means kindly stop me, tell me in comments, okay? I will stop it and I will repeat you again also, okay? So if you want to create a new VA means go for my computer, right click on my computer, go for new VA, okay? Go for new VA will be available. My computer, right click on my computer, new VA will be available, okay? So now control and control T, this is very basic step, okay? So here you have the anti-error 5 will be available. That 5 will be on the weather monitoring project. It is available over. It's telling that it's available on the weather monitoring project over there, okay? So I said weather monitoring means what the task we are going to develop means. So I will tell one step by step procedure here. First we are going to acquire the, so first I am going to acquire the temperature value, acquiring the temperature value from DAC MX. Okay, first I'm going to acquire the value from DAC MX. After acquiring the temperature value, I'm going to acquire only one sample data, one channel only I'm going to acquire over there. Okay, now after acquiring the value, I need to analyze the temperature value. Okay, analyzing in the sense in what the data I'm going to analyze means, so I am acquiring the current temperature I'm acquiring over there. I am going to compare with the maximum value and minimum value. Based on the maximum value and minimum value, I am going to make some comparison. Okay, I am going to find the status. Okay, I am going to tell heat stroke warning, and I am going to tell the freeze warning. I'm going to do. Okay, first step will be acquire the value, then analyze the value, analyzing. Okay, then next thing will be I am going to log the value, log the temperature value. Okay, log the temperature value. Then last it will be shutdown. Okay, shutdown. So shutdown in the sense means if you press stop control means my program should shut down over there. Okay, so these are the 4 steps you are going to follow this weather station monitoring project over there. Okay, acquire, analyze, logging the temperature value, and I'm going to shut down the project over there. Okay, so first we need to identify the which design pattern you are going to develop the program over there. Okay, tell me which design pattern we will use to create the problem. So I want to acquire the value. After acquiring the one current value, I have to analyze the value with the current temperature as with the maximum minimum value. Then I want to log the current temperature value, minimum temperature value, then maximum temperature also with the status and warning also. Okay, last I am going to shut down if I am pressing the stop control. Okay, if stop control is pressed, okay. So first you have to understand what is the design pattern you are going to implement there. Okay, so tell me which design pattern we will use to create this problem. Tell me. So we discussed 5 design pattern we discussed over there. Okay, tell me which design pattern we will use to create the project, and in your opinion. Okay, probably they are developing or not, that's a different case, but you can able to try. Okay, so tell me which design pattern we will use to create this problem. Either simple VA or general VA or a state machine or a design or a low master slave, or else it will be going to be a producer consumer. Which design pattern we will use? General VA. Okay, general VA, state machine. Okay, either master or producer consumer, general VA. Okay, so I'm getting some answers I'm getting over there. Okay, but I am going to do with the state machine. I am going to develop over there. Okay, I am going to develop this problem with the state machine architecture. If you are finding time after the session means try to incorporate this problem with the producer consumer or master slave. Okay, so you will get some experience, you will get. Okay, that's the reason I'm telling. Okay, can able to try that. Okay, so I'm going to develop this problem with the state machine architecture. Okay, now tell me what are the components you will use to develop the state machine architecture. What are the components you will use? What are the components you will use to make the state machine architecture? While loop, super, shift register, while loop, then so then enum. Yes, super, the enum is very important. Okay, so case structure, feedback will not come. Okay, feedback will not come. Okay, so totally 4 components is very important. So it's going to be a while loop, enum, shift register, and case structure. Okay, these are the 4 components always we require to develop the state machine architecture. Okay, the feedback will not come. Okay, so shift register only will come, feedback will not come. Okay, so I am going to take the while loop here. Okay, so maximize your block diagram. Okay, so kindly maximize your block diagram. Okay, so maximize your block diagram. So first take the while loop here, then take the case structure. So take the case structure here. Okay. Afterwards, we need a enum we require over there. Okay. So where will you find enum? Means enum will be available on the block diagram. If you go to numeric palette, means our enum constant will be available. So take the enum constant and place it on the place it outside the loop over there. Okay. So how to add states in the enum? How to add cases in the enum? Means right click on that enum, go to edit items. Okay, edit items. In edit items, just click it on that item. So first state will be acquire. I'm going to acquire the value. So on this I'm giving acquire. Then analyze. Analyze. Okay, analyze. Then I'm going for log data. Log data. Log data. Or you can give saving the data for save file. Then shut down. Okay. So I'm going for 4 states. Acquire, I'm going there. Analyze, then log data, and save. Start and I'm going there. Okay. So that is the first one. Okay. And keep the after that. So add shift register on the while loop. Add shift register. Connect it here. Okay. So acquire will be available. Acquire, analyze will be available. If you want to get other two cases, means right click, go for add case after. You will get a log data. You will get, and again you have a add case after, means you have a shutdown will be available. Okay. They are going to make use of each and everything over there. Okay. Acquire, analyze, log data, and then start on the program. Okay. All of you completed up to this. All of you completed up to this by creating the state machine architecture, and after creating state machine architecture, the components, the adding states in the enum. Okay, completed up to this. If not, means I will give time. So I will give a couple of minutes time. Okay, complete this one. So complete this one means states. If you want to add states in the enum, means very simple. So go for, first of all, you do the enum you require over there. Where will you find enum? Means in the block diagram, go to numeric palette. Okay, you have a enum constant will be available. So take the enum constant. Okay, right click on the enum constant, go for edit items. Okay, go for edit items, and then in that add acquire, analyze. So log data, then shut down. Okay, like this, shut down. Then give okay. And connect the enum with the shift register, and connect the shift register output to the selector, case selector terminal over there. Okay. So after connecting this one, you will get the acquire. You will get, then acquire will be available. Analyze will be available. Then you have the, if you want to add other 2 statements, it's very simple. Right click, go for add case after, means you can able to add other 2 states also. Okay, log data will be available and shutdown will be available over there. Okay. First, what is our first step here? Means our first step is going to be a acquire value. Okay, I am going to acquire the temperature value from the DAC-MX. Okay, I am going to use the DAC-MX API function. I am going to use it over there. Okay, so what are the steps you will follow? What are the DAC-MX step you will follow to acquire the one channel, one sample value? So what are the DAC-MX steps you will follow to acquire a one channel, one sample value? One channel, one sample value. Create channel super, read super, start super, start, create channel, read. Okay, timing, you require a timing, and you require a that is clear you require, and stop you require over there. Okay, so these are the steps we require over there. Okay, so these are the steps I require over there. So I am going for, first I'm going to take the create channel. Where will you find create channel? Means measurement IO, go for NI DAC-MX. So create channel, take the create channel here, keep it outside the loop. Okay, don't keep it inside the loop. Okay, create channel. So you have to provide a physical channel. So right click on the physical channel, go for create control here, creating the control for physical channel. Okay, choose the physical channel as the polymorphic VA selector will be. So it's going to be a analog input, temperature, thermocouple. Okay, temperature, thermocouple. Choose the temperature, thermocouple. Then second one will be timing function. So measurement IO, NI DAC-MX, timing function, timing. Okay, so connect the reference task out to task in, and error out to error in here, and it's going to be a sample rate. So make it as a constant. Okay, no need to go for control. Okay, make it as constant. Okay, the label will be sample rate. Okay, So I am going to go for sample rate will be 1. I am going there, which means I can able to acquire every temperature value for 1 second. That's why I am going for sample rate as 1. And here I am going with the sample mode as continuous sample. Okay, continuous sample. I am going for a continuous sample here in this place. Okay, so sample mode as continuous sample. Then last it's going to be a start the task measurement IO DACMX start the task. Okay, start the task. Starting the task. You are going to what you are going to do means I am going to go for so time. I am going for measurement IO. So DACMX I am going to go for read function. Put the read function on the acquire state. Okay, so put the read function on the acquire state. Okay, so connect the reference value here. Okay, reference value and connect the error out to error in here. Okay, and here you have a indicator will be available. Right click. So if you want chart means go for chart. Okay, let me create an indicator. Later I will connect chart over there. Okay, so create indicator. Okay, for temperature data. For temperature data. Okay. So now I'm going for temperature data. I'm going there. Okay. So now I am going to connect the task out to task in here. Okay. Then again error out to error in this place. Okay. So at last we will connect our stop and clear over there. Okay. So before going to that, so I said I want to compare the I want to make some comparison between the start value, stop value. I want to make some comparison. So to do that, what I'm going to do means to make a weather monitoring. So I'm going to take the value as yeah. I'm going to take a one cluster here. I think already you've done this problem as an assignment over there. Okay. So I am going to take a one cluster here. So right click on the block diagram, go for cluster, take the cluster constant, take the cluster constant. I am going to provide one reference cluster. I am going to provide over there. Okay, so that it will be very easy to organize the indicators over there. Okay, to easy to develop the program over there. Okay, I am going to take a one cluster constant here. The cluster constant label will be weather in. Okay, so I'm giving for weather in. I am giving that. Okay, so what are the things I am going to place it inside a cluster means I am going to place the. So first I am going to place the numeric constant. Okay, numeric constant. This is going to be a numeric constant, and this is going to be a current temperature. So I'm going for current temperature. Okay, current temperature. Then I'm going to take a one more constant for maximum temperature, minimum temperature, as well as I'm going for the status and the warning over there. Okay, so I'm taking one more constant value. So and this is going to be a maximum temperature. Okay, maximum temperature, and next thing will be the minimum temperature. So minimum temperature here. Label, just provide a label for our reference. We are giving the label over the minimum temperature, and here I have a so status. I'm going for the boolean. I'm going for false constant or true constant, whatever. Okay, so give the label as status, and last it's going to be a warning. I'm going to take a one string constant here. Okay, empty string constant, and this is going to be a warning. Okay. Now arrange it properly here. So I'm going to arrange it properly, like arrange vertically. I'm giving that. Okay, so I can able to arrange it properly over there. Okay, so did you complete it till now? So just connect the value to this place. Okay, and make it as a add one more shift register. Okay, before going to that, add shift register here. Right click, add shift register. Okay, so connect the value to this shift register. Okay, so completed till now. All of you completed till now. You just tell me. Okay, so one reference only we are giving that. Okay, so you have to remember we are providing the reference only we are giving over there. Okay, so if you are doing means tell me, I will wait for a while. Okay, so that you can able to complete the problem. Okay, so change this indicator, change this temperature indicator to current temperature. Okay, current temperature. Okay, current temperature. If you complete it till now means tell me. Okay, we will proceed to next one. Okay. Okay, completed till now. If you complete it till now means so here I am making use of some reference cluster. I am making in this place. Okay, so I am going to why I am making this reference cluster means it's so if you want to make any changes here means so with a cluster you can able to make some changes over there. Okay, so these are the basic step. Okay, so at starting it will be very difficult to understand, but if you are starting developing the program with the application like means so these are the steps definitely you have to follow over there. Okay, so that's why I'm telling over there. Okay, so now I am passing with a shift register value. You have to use shift register. Don't use tunnel over there. Okay. So in this place, now I want to update this current temperature value. Okay. After updating the current temperature value, I have to proceed to the next state over there. Okay. So my next state will be analyze will be the next state. Before that, I want to update this current temperature value to this cluster over there. So what I am going to do means I am going to take the cluster palette. I am going for a bundle by name function. I am going there. Okay, bundle by name function. Bundle by name function will require a reference input. So connect this reference input. Okay, after connecting this reference input, okay, so connect this current temperature value in this place. Okay, I am updating this current temperature value through this shift register. Okay, and connect the output to the shift register. Now I want to pass it to the next state. So right click or else copy this enum here, copy the enum and paste it inside the case structure. Okay, and choose the status analyze and connect it here. Okay, so I am going to update the current temperature value. Okay, so if you are using, you can use with a shift register, you can able to pass the value, but I am using the current temperature. I am using over there to update the value. A bundle by name function. Okay, the function name will be bundle by name function. Okay, I am using bundle by name function to update my current temperature value in this place. Okay, now after acquiring one channel, one sample value, the value will be taken over there. So in the analyze state, what I am going to do means I am going to compare. So here I have a now current temperature. I will get some current temperature value. So with the current temperature value, I am going to compare with the maximum value and minimum value. Okay, so what is based on maximum minimum value, I want to tell my state. I want to tell my the heat stroke warning or freeze warning or normal warning. I am going to display over. Okay, to do that, what I am going to do. So it's very simple. Okay, so first of all, so take the bundle by name function, go to cluster palette, you have a bundle by name will be available. Okay, go to cluster palette, take the bundle by name function. In bundle by name function, after placing bundle by name function, so here for bundle by name function we have to provide the reference cluster, we have to provide our input cluster, we have to provide. So connect this input cluster here. Okay, connect the input cluster, so you will get a current temperature will be available, maximum minimum will be available over there. Okay, and connect the take a current temperature and connect this indicator, connect the output of the DACMX function to the current temperature and connect the cluster to the output side. Okay, connect the cluster to the output side. Okay, if you done means, if you completed this one means now go for next state called analyze. Okay, so here you have to pass us, that's very important. Okay, so copy this enum here, copy the enum and paste it on the case structure. You have to choose the analyze, you have to choose. Okay, don't choose acquire over there. Okay, so go for analyze here. Now I'll go to the analyze state. In analyze state, what we are going to perform in this place means, so I am going to perform, I'm going to compare the I'm going to compare the, we are going to compare the current temperature with the current temperature maximum minimum value. For that, what I'm going to do, it here means, I am going to create the one subway in this place. Okay, rather than developing the program here, I am going to create the subway here. Okay, how to create subway? We know that to create a subway. Okay, so to create subway, so I am going to create a new VA here first of all. So go for to create subway. So go to project window. So here I have a project file will be available. So go to this project explorer window. Go to this project explorer window. So right click on that my computer. So new VI. So right click and create a new VA here. Okay. So go to project window and create new VA, or if you are giving new VA also, the VA will be created. Okay. No need to worry about it. Okay. Let's go for new VA. So in the new VA, what I am going to perform is, again I said the usual steps only we are going to follow here. The usual step is going to be a, so minimize all those things and copy this one, copy this current temperature, the cluster value, copy this entire thing. Okay, copy the current temperature value. So copy the entire cluster. Okay, don't copy this alone. Okay, so copy the entire cluster here, entire cluster. Okay, now go to the VI which we created now. Okay. So go to the VI which we created. So where is the VI? This is the VI. Okay. So in this place, I am going to paste my control on the front panel. Okay. Paste it on the front panel. We have a weather in will be available. Okay. Weather in will be available over there. So I am going to make some comparison here. Okay. The comparison familiar. You know it's very familiar. Okay. So I am going for a cluster. I'm going for unbundle by name function. Okay, unbundle by name function and connect the weather in here. Okay, current temperature will be available. So take current temperature, maximum and minimum temperature here. Okay, and so go for comparison. Take the comparison function. If my current temperature is more than the maximum temperature means maximum temperature. Okay, same way if my current temperature is less than the minimum temperature means less than the minimum temperature. Okay, less than the minimum temperature, both the condition will be satisfied. Any of the condition will be satisfied means, not both, any of the condition will be satisfied means, I want to tell the status indicator. I am going for OR gate. Okay, so same way I want to display the warning also. However, I am going for the select function. Select, I am going there. So this is my first condition. Okay, I am going for string constant. Okay, so it's going to be a heat stroke warning. Heat stroke warning. Okay, and this is going to be a normal one. Just create a constant over there. Normal warning over there. Okay, heat stroke warning and normal warning. Okay, same way do it for the next the less than comparison also. Okay, take the one more select function. So comparison, select function, select here. Okay, so this time this is going to be a condition here. Okay, now here it's going to be a string value, it's going to be a string constant I'm placing there. Okay, so it's going to be a freeze warning I am giving there. Okay, and then this will be the, again it's going to be a normal warning that output is coming to this place over there. Okay, so here you will get a one indicator you will get. Okay, so I am going to bundle all those things. I am going to take the cluster function again. I am going for bundle by name once again here. Okay, I am going to take once again bundle by name function. Okay, so we need a reference cluster. Where will you find reference cluster means, reference cluster is available here. Connect the reference cluster in this place. Okay, so here go for status value and the warning value. Okay, so this is my status value. I am connecting the status value here, and this is the warning value. Okay, and afterwards just right click, create indicator. The indicator will be weather out. The indicator will be weather out. Okay, So we are going to create the sub vi for this one. Okay, kindly remember we are going to create sub vi for this one. So do this, do up to this. Any doubt may ask me, I will clear you. Okay, or if you want me, if you want to repeat anything means you just tell me. Okay, so normal thing, already you've done this program in assignment also. Okay, so complete it quickly. If you have any doubt means you can tell. Okay, so completed means tell me in comments quickly. Okay, so completed up to this means so we are going to create the sub vi here. Okay, so we are going to create sub vi. So how to create sub vi means so we are going to choose how many controls available and how many indicators will be available here. Okay, to here we have only one control will be available and one indicator will be available. So I am going to choose the sub vi here. So to create to make the sub vi, we need a connector pane we require over there. So here the connector pane will be, this is the connector pane. So just click on the connector pane terminal and then choose the cluster. Don't choose the control over there. Don't choose the minimum temperature and maximum. Okay, choose as a cluster. Okay, so you will get a pink color you will get, and same way indicator will be available, and go for the indicator over there. Okay, so cluster controller selected and cluster indicator selected over there. Along with that, kindly go for the error in and error out terminal. Very very important. Okay, where will you find error in and error out means error in and error out will be available in, for you people it will be available in array and cluster palette. Okay, go to array and cluster palette. Okay, you have a error in will be available. Take the error in. Okay, and then take the error out. Okay, so in the same palette itself you have a error out will be available. Okay, connect both the things. Okay, connect both the things directly. Connect error in and error out directly over there. Okay, connect it directly here. Okay, and then you have to create the you have to create the connector pin terminal for error in and error out. Same way, so go for error in and error out. Okay, so cluster I'm selecting that, and same way here also I'm selecting error in and error out. I am choosing in this particular place over there. Okay, so if you completed till now means so if you want to edit the icon means edit the icon later. Okay, because editing means we don't have time to complete. Okay, that's why edit the icon later. So rather after doing this one, okay, save the vi. Okay, where you are going to save the vi means save the vi with the, so go for save. Where you are going to save the means already you have the one folder will be available. Okay, weather station monitoring folder will be available. In that folder try to save the vi with some proper name over there. Okay, so give the name as temperature condition. Okay, temperature condition. Okay, temperature condition I am giving that. Okay, so I am going to save the VA with a temperature condition. I can able to save the VA with a warning or whatever you can able to save over there. Okay, so save it in the in that folder. Okay, so save it where you created the folder over there. Okay, don't save it in other place over there. Okay, once you completed this one means so better close this close the sub VA over there. Okay, after closing this one, now I am going to make use of this sub VA here. Okay, I'm going to use a sub VA in this place. Right click on the block diagram, go to select a VI. Select a VI, you have the temperature condition will be available. So take the temperature condition and place it on the block diagram. Okay, place it on the block diagram. Okay, so connect the error out to error in here. Okay, connect the error out to error in as usual. This is as usual step. Okay, now here I have a, so here I have a current temperature available, maximum will be available. Okay, so here I am going to set the maximum value and minimum value here. Okay, and there we didn't select it. Here we are going to say we are going to provide maximum and minimum value. To do that, I am going to take the same bundle by name function. Okay, bundle by name function. I am going to connect the reference cluster in this place to go for maximum temperature and minimum temperature. Okay, maximum minimum, and just create a control here. create control. This is going to be a maximum temperature value or maximum limit and minimum temperature. So where the error will be available means in that itself you have a error will be available there. Okay, so just take the error in and error out terminal. Okay, just take the error in and error out terminal where you can able to find error in and error out means so go to front panel. In front panel you have a data containers will be available. For me data containers will be available. For you have a array cluster palette will be available over there. Go to array and cluster palette. There you have a error in 3D will be available. Error out 3D will be available. Just take both the things, okay, and connect it directly over there. Okay, after connecting this one, okay, you have to assign the connector pin terminal for this error in and error out also. Okay, so to assign the connector pin terminal, just click it on the square box on the front panel, the connector pin, click it and then choose the error in. Okay, and same way click it on the outside connector pin box and choose the error out over there. Okay, that's the way how to create the error in and error out terminal. Okay, so if you are not created the error in and error out means simply you can connect same value here. Okay, no need to worry about it. Okay, so just connect the value directly over there. Okay, no need to bother about it. Okay, so it will not make a big problem to you. Okay, so here I have so I am going to connect the value here. So in this place it's providing over there. Okay, so connect the maximum value and minimum value in this place. Okay, so once done means so now I am going to make the status warning. Okay, so here I am going to connect this input cluster here, whether input I am connecting over there. Already we have a current temperature will be available that we are going to compare with the maximum minimum temperature. It will enter into this subway, then it will perform the manipulation what we given over there. Okay, so all the manipulation will be performed over there. Okay, so here I want to take the status value and the warning value. To do that I am going for the cluster unbundle by name function. I am going there. Okay, unbundle by name function and connect the output cluster here. So choose here status and warning. Okay, choose the status and the warning and right click create indicator for status and warning here. Okay, warning, and here you have this reference will be available. Connect the reference directly here. Okay, connect the reference directly. Okay, just organize it. Okay, how you want, just make a proper organization over there. Okay, and connect the reference value. So I am going to pass the value. I'm going to pass this output value to this cluster in this place. Okay, so here in this place I want to pass the next state will be the save the data. Okay, log file I want to pass log data. Okay, so do up to this. So do up to this. If you done means we'll go for log the data. Okay, I will give a time to you. Okay, so because if you have any doubt means just tell me so that I can able to clear your doubts. Okay, where actually sir, so stuck in cluster means where, in which place, that just tell me. Okay, that is whether in this place or in the subway means just tell me sir I am stuck with the subway. How to create current temperature? Current temperature is not there, no. After bundle by name. First step means here. This is the first step. Okay. So this is the first step. Acquire. Okay. Whether in. Okay. Super. So you are asking about this subway. Actually, you are asking about the subway only. So here the function will be bundle by name function. Okay. Sorry, unbundle by name function. Okay. So how you will get current temperature, maximum temperature? I said you have to copy this one. Okay. Copy this entire cluster and paste it on the block diagram. Okay. Paste it on the new VA block diagram. Okay. Paste it here. Okay. I think you are asking this step only. Okay. So if you have doubts, mean ask me so that I can able to clear your doubts. Okay. So here unbundle by name function, and this will be the bundle by name function. Okay, bundle by name. I am choosing status and warning. I am choosing that. Okay. So this is a sub-VA created. Okay. Sub-VA, you know how to create sub-VA. Okay. To create sub-VA, you have to use the connector pen terminal. You have to use. Okay. The connector pen terminal is very, very important. So take the connector pen terminal for the cluster, and for the cluster indicator, take the another connector pen terminal, and error in and error out. There it will be available means so it will be available in array and cluster palette. You have a error in 3D will be available. Error out 3D will be available. Okay. And to place this thing in the into the your main VA means you can able to implement by right clicking on the front panel. Go for select a VA. Okay. In that which VA that is you made as a temperature condition. Just choose the VA and then place it on the main VA block diagram. Okay. So this is your main VA. Okay. So the main VA looks like in this manner. At the end of the second analyze step, your main VA will be look like this. So this is unbundle by, bundle by name function. Okay. And this is going to be a unbundle by name. Okay. So completed all of you till now. So do that. We have only one important step available. Logging the data will be available. Shutdown will be very easy. Okay. So shall we go to next step? Log data. So anyway, try that. Okay. Anyway, I will send the VA to you. Okay. So along with the today assignment, I will send this VA also. You can able to refer the VA. Okay. You can refer the VA. Okay. You can refer it and you can able to try to develop the program over there. Okay. Because I know it's very bit difficult to develop the program. Okay. For the first time developing like this, so it will be difficult to develop. Okay, anyway, I will send the VA, all the VAs I will send. Okay, so that you will have some idea will be available. So okay, next step will be log the data will be available. In log the data, I am going to log all the values here. Okay, so here I am going to log all my cluster value. Okay, current temperature, maximum temperature, and minimum temperature. All those things I am going to log in this place. Okay, to log the value here, as usual, the steps will be very similar steps only we are going to follow here. Okay, to log the value here. Okay, what are the steps we are going to follow in this place for logging the data means so it's going to be I am going to take the write to text file. I'm going to make use of here. Okay, so go to file IO, go for open or create function. Okay, so go for file path. We don't know the file path. Okay, we are going to create at the runtime. So right click, go for the operation open or replace or create option. Okay, So the function will be open or create function. Okay. So in this place, I am going to display the value in this place over there. Okay. So in this place, I'm going to connect a reference value. I'm not going to make any labeling as of now. If you want me, we'll give a labeling later. Okay. Then I'm going to give some. I'm going to pass the reference value here. So I'm passing the reference value. Okay. Inside the, I'm going to write the file IO with the write to text file. I'm going to take an over. Okay. I'm going for write to text file function. Okay. Write to text file function will accept write to text file function will accept only the string or array of string only will accept. So it will not accept the cluster value. So what I'm going to do simple here means I am going to unbundle this cluster, unbundle by name. I'm going to unbundle this one, unbundling. So connect this reference value here, connect the reference value, and I'm going to unbundle this one. Okay. After unbundling, so I want to write all the values, that is current temperature, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, all the value I want to write it over there. Okay. So for that, I am going to do simple step process called. So I'm going to drag it all those things, current temperature, maximum and minimum, all those things I'm dragging in this place. Okay. I'm just dragging over there. Okay. But here it will accept only one string only, it will accept over there. To do that, I'm going to make use of a function called, you can use the, you can able to go with the concatenate string, you can able to go, but for concatenate string, you have to provide the input as now string input you have to provide. Okay. So to avoid that one, I am going for the, in the string palette, I'm going for format into string will be available. Okay. I am going for format into string function. Where will you find a format into string means in string palette you have a format into string will be available. Go for format into string function. Okay. Just drag it. Okay. Just drag the format into string function as much you want. Okay. First connect the current temperature value. So first I'm going to write the current temperature value. Okay. It will write the current temperature here first time. Okay. After writing current temperature value, I want to give one tab over there. Okay. I want to give one tab here. So I'm going for tab constant. So I'm going for tab constant here. Sorry, not space. Okay. Tab constant. So string, I'm going for tab constant. Okay. Tab constant automatically will change. No need to worry about it. Okay. Then I'm going to write the maximum temperature. Okay. Again, 1 second I need a 1 second I need a tab constant I require over there. Okay. So I'm connecting the value here. Then minimum temperature, I am going to write it over there. Okay. Then once again, I need a tab constant. Then I'm going to connect the status value here. Status value in this place. Okay. So tab constant once again. And then last, it's going to be a status value. So after the status value, so I don't need any tab constant. Okay. I want a end of line constant I require over there. Okay. Why I want end of line constant means because in the row all the value will be written over there. Okay. Now I want to come to the next line over there. I am going to follow the same step over there. Okay. For that I am going to follow the same thing here. Okay. So to do that, I am going to create the end of line constant here. Okay. End of line constant. Okay. And connect the output result string to the text here. Okay. And connect the error out to error in. Connect the error out to error in here. Connect the error out to error in here. Okay. And then at last go for the connecting the reference value and connect this error out to error in here. Okay. And the cluster output will be connect the same output cluster here. Okay. Connect the same output cluster in this place. Okay. So simple thing. So here the next step will be the shutdown state. Right click, create constant, go for shutdown state. In shutdown state, what we are going to make use of means in shutdown state, I'm going to acquire the same value. Let me show it once again also. Okay. So I'm going to make use of the same value here. Okay. So I'm going to make some comparison. I'm going to make some comparison over there. Okay. Comparison in the sense I'm going to connect the reference value here. Okay. All those things. So if I press the stop button means I want to shut down my program. If I am not pressing the shutdown, if I am not pressing the stop control means I want to acquire the values continuously over there. Okay. For that, what I'm going to do means I'm going to take the front panel. The front panel I'm going for the boolean. I'm going to take on stop button in this place. Okay. Stop button here. Okay. Stop button in this place. Stop button here. Okay. In stop button, with the help of stop button, so I'm going to make some decision over there. Okay. Based on my decision, I'm going to stop the VI. So if I'm going to take one select function here, comparison, select function. if I press the stop button means I want to shut down my program. Okay, so sorry. So I am going to copy this enum and I'm going to paste it here. Okay. Go for shutdown case. If the stop button will be true means shutdown and connect the value here. Okay. Connect the value like this. So connect the value and connect like this. Okay. Connect like this. Then or else if the shutdown the stop button is not pressed means I want to start doing acquisition over continuously. So go for acquire here. Okay. And connect this output to the this output value, connect the output value to this vector value to the case structure or terminal over there. Okay, that's it. The problem will be completed over there. Okay, so till now the entire task will be completed. Still we are getting the broken arrow. The broken arrow is because of the here the terminal is not connected. So go for right click on the tunnel, go for use default if unwide tunnel. Okay, so let me run the VI, see what happening there. Okay, then later I will give a time. So I will give a time how both are executing over there. Okay, so let me choose a physical channel. My physical channel will be PCI 6221 AI2. My maximum temperature will be so 55 I am giving there. My minimum temperature will be so 10 I am giving there. Okay, so maximum will, let me go with the 40. Okay, now I am going to run the VI here. Okay, so run the VI. So it will ask for the file path. It's asking over there. Okay, so go for file path. My file path will be so temperature data. Okay, temperature data. So it's acquiring the temperature value. See, it's acquiring the temperature value. I'm getting the heat stroke warning. I'm getting over there, and status will be true value. Are getting over there. Okay, depend upon the current temperature. So the status the current temperature, you will get a heat stroke or heat stroke warning, or you will get a freeze warning. You will get. Okay, might be that it depends on the maximum minimum value. Okay, now if you press, so till now I'm not pressed the stop button over there. That's why continuously it's acquiring the temperature. It's doing the process over there. Okay, if I press stop button means my program will be terminated. Okay, so if I am going for the file path means I am going for file path here. So in the that is in the same folder I just stored that. Okay, here you have a temperature data will be available. Here you can able to see the current temperature, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, as well as status and warning. Okay, so all the data will be available in this place over there. Okay, later if you want you can able to rename this current temperature maximum and minimum value over there. Okay, so these are the expected results we are getting over there. Okay, let me close this one. Okay, now if you have doubts available means so tell me which state you want. Okay, which case you want, just tell me. Okay, just tell which state you want, because program is completed. Okay, just tell which state you want. That is whether you need a log data you want, or you need a analyze you want, which is case structure case you want. Okay, but I will display you so that you can able to do the program over there. Okay, log data, yes, of course I'm going for log data here. The function name will be format into string. Okay, format into string. Okay, you will find a format into string on the string palette. You have a format into string will be available. Okay, have a format into string will be available. Format into string will be available there. Okay, so here if you want indicator means just create the indicator on the outside the shift register. Okay, so what will happen means at the end of the loop you will get the answer you will get. Okay, so probably no need of going for that. Okay, so depend upon your convenience. Okay, so you can able to create sub A for this log data also. Okay, actually I created in my program, but here I not created. Okay, because you may get confused over there. Okay, that's why I didn't went for the log data sub A. Okay, but you have to use that will be very necessary thing you have to do. Okay, so I'm not went there. Okay, save this VA. Okay, so save this VA, very important. So we didn't save this one. Okay, save the VA with the temperature monitoring main VA. Okay, so save the VA over there. Okay, So do this problem, try, okay? As of now, try. Later, if you want to develop the entire program, means where you left it over there, okay? Take from that, try to develop the program, okay? So here you can able to understood the purpose of the cluster, you can able to understood over there, okay? And how I can able to develop the program with the state machine architecture. So can able to try later probably with other architecture also you can able to try, okay? The scenario will be, this is a scenario, you can able to think about your own logic over there, okay? Because if you take any program, means why we are specifically versing logging the data, analyzing, means they are taking any value, any programming here, means definitely any application based program, definitely you will go for, you will undergo for you have to acquire some values, okay? You have to analyze the value and you have to record the value also. That recording is very important. Recording means logging the values is very important over there, okay? That's why we are majorly focusing on these 3 steps over there, okay?
Pikachu.
So if you complete that, means if you complete those people not able to complete the problem, means with that we will close the class, okay? Later Elena will send the VI to you. Later let's say have a couple of days holiday will be available. So at least if you spend half an hour time, means you can able to develop the program
Pikachu.
easily over there, okay? Try to develop the program, so you will get some hands-on practice. You will get whatever things we discussed on the 10 days, all the 10 days topic will be included in this one exercise over there, okay? One the problem over there, okay? With that you can able to manipulate n number of exercise you can able to create over there, okay? The objective will be, that is the objective of developing this program over there, okay? So with that I will conclude this today's class, okay? Today in today's class majorly we discussed about the we discussed about master slave